right, everybody, how we doing out there? Ready, Set Crypto live here with you today, Wednesday, the 7th of July. Got Doc Severson, we got Mav here, Ready, Set Crypto. Hello, everybody. Welcome aboard. Let us know where you're coming in from and hit the notification bell. And let's get the party started. How we doing out there, everybody?
Hello, hello, hello. It is a quiet time in the crypto markets, but we're going to get kind of loud here and get some, we'll talk about some fun things here. So won't be a boring stream, I promise. Ooh, all right. First people trickling in here.
We'll warm up the pipes here. We'll get things going here in just a second. Let us know where you're coming in from. Let us know we're coming in. I'm coming to you from beautiful downtown Greenville, South Carolina. Nice, hot and muggy. Waiting for, what is it, Elma or something? Some tropical depression to come up the coast. We need the rain anyway. All right, so we got Vaude out there. Greetings, Vaude. Vaude wants to see your war face. All right, we got Mr. Leona 17. Good afternoon. Good to see you from Orlando, Florida. Keep your head down. I think it may just pass over you. All right, we got Danny Wayne in the Southeast. We got Chris stuck in Honolulu traffic. Is it getting like worse everywhere? I think traffic is like the number one thing that people bitch about these days. All right, RC talking about Shiba. You're welcome. All right. Mark in Scotland. I saw the best Scottish TikTok the other day. It was great. It was a woman pretending to be a tour guide at a distillery. It was phenomenally good. We love our Scots. All right, so Josh in Canberra, Michael from Germany. Shout out to the shout out. There we go. All right, Postman singing.
Awesome.
Welcome, everybody.
Definitely cover Unibright later, but right now we're going to jump right into talking about some of these top picks. Just not going to do much of the preamble with this one. I think most of you have been around here before. But for those who are new, this is what we do every Wednesday. We talk about some really cool projects. We talk about what's going on in the crypto markets and how you should be responding to that, especially as it relates from the investing perspective. So what I do is I talk about what I'm seeing in terms of interesting projects. And if you'd like to follow along with me, the list is down in the bio below. Just look for the finger pointing to it. It's part of our new service called ReadySet Vision, which is actually blowing up right now. It's kind of awesome. We're talking about on-chain analysis on there, and it's pretty much a new way to look at the crypto markets. It's sort of quant analysis, what you do for equities applied to the crypto markets. So it's a way to basically outsmart the crypto markets. And if that's at all interesting to you, got a ton of great education resources on there, starting with our top picks in place. Anyways, moving along here, we typically talk about these lists from this sort of perspective, spreadsheet. But as some of you might know, good spreadsheets are where great ideas go to die. So today I'm going to try something new and do this in a kind of new format here. And we'll go one by one on these. These are kind of like little cards that you can pop out here. And it's kind of cool. Anyways, so what is my rationale behind these top 10 picks? What's going on here? Why are these my top 10 for July 2021? And why do I think you should be following along with them? Well, there's a couple big things happening in the crypto markets right now. The first, and you wouldn't see that from the market's perspective, as Doc will talk about in a little bit on the stream here. But yeah, regardless of how the crypto markets are going, behind the scenes, this is what we often say, is that the quiet periods are when the real wealth is built. So you should be paying attention to who is doing what in the space and how they're doing it. And in particular, one of the big ones right now is Cardano. Cardano is about to release their basically smart contract upgrade that will allow them to facilitate those. And if, for those who've been around the block, that might be sort of a question mark to say, well, just about every other smart contract platform under the sun has had the ability to do smart contracts forever, basically, since Ethereum came out. So what's the deal with this? Why is that so exciting? Well, Cardano's kind of coming at it differently. And I talk about it a little bit in the little, what do you call this? A card? Yeah, I'm going to call it a card. It's basically the fact that
no pun
Cardano
intended.
isn't trying to, what's that?
No pun intended.
Oh, yeah. Oh, I didn't even mean that. I'm just so good. Cardano is not really trying to compete with Ethereum or a lot of the other smart contract platforms in the space. They're trying to appeal broader. They're trying to go to the entire developer sort of community out there, the millions of developers out there, and say, hey, crypto is the hot newness, come develop on us. And here's the best part. You don't have to learn Solidity, Ethereum's proprietary language. You can develop in whatever you like. And that's pretty cool. That's going to be a big sticking point for a lot of developers who are pretty, locked in on their favorite types of code, coding language. So I think there's a lot of good ideas behind Cardano. And in particular, we're going to see the price of Cardano spike up in anticipation for this release. So I would say, if nothing else, pay attention to this, but getting in front of it is going to be a nice possible boost to your portfolio. So definitely one to check out. Another one that's really crushing it right now is Solana. Solana is doing a lot of stuff just from the perspective of a smart contract platform, but they're doing a lot of things that Ethereum wish they could be doing right now. And they're doing it faster and they're doing it more scalable. And it's just really cool to see them bringing a lot of fresh ideas and, a really fast blockchain solution that people can build off of. And they're attracting a lot of talent right now and a lot of good projects. So Solana has just skyrocketed through the charts in the last couple of months. And it's definitely one you should be paying attention to just because of what they're building and what they're facilitating. It's one of my favorite projects right now. Another one that was just kind of screamed into the, nearly the top 10 there recently was ICP, which is a kind of a sub project out of Dfinity. Dfinity has, I think, like 300 employees or something like that. They've had a long amount of, blockchain experience. They've been in the industry for a while. And so this is their sort of, I guess it could be like Solana or, something like that. Like it's their platform for which they're going to build and facilitate many other projects, many other platforms, a lot of really good ideas here. ICP is just really, it was a long time coming. It's been in development for a couple of years now. And for them to finally get it out a couple of months ago and have such a great response is, I think that's blockchain in and of itself. That's what I was saying earlier about the quiet periods are when you see the good stuff built. That's when the real wealth is built. It's not about the moons and the Lambos and whatever. It's about these sort of projects doing the fundamentals, building up the space in a kind of a slow way, but in a way that's meaningful. All right, moving along here, we're going to move, speaking of moons and Lambos and meme coins, one of the things that is dominating right now is meme tokens, and in particular, DOG, there's no possible way I can explain this with a straight face, but basically, Shiba Inu is, trying to do what Dogecoin did, but better, and just be a nice center place of, community excitement and a way to be sort of a flag bearer for crypto and attract new people into the space. You see recently Landon Cassill is a NASCAR driver sponsored by Voyager, and he's got the Shiba Inu logo on his car. And he's constantly talking about Sheeb. And it's, I was kind of surprised to see this one last more than a week before, crashing and burning or anything like that. It's really stuck around, and the community behind it has really embraced it. And I saw someone else talking about Shiba Swap, which I think is hilarious. So there's many facets to this one. Is it going to stay around? I don't know. But is it doing a good job of galvanizing a lot of the support of the community, especially after they were sort of falling out with Dogecoin and Elon Musk and all that sort of stuff? We don't need to get into all that, but basically Shiba is one of the hot ones right now and something you should pay attention to. All right, moving along, Terra and Harmony just announced a partnership together. And that's really cool because Terra is doing a lot from the DeFi perspective to really revitalize the space or take it in a new direction. It's all about being an algorithmic stablecoin and then allowing a lot of good stuff to be built off of it. Kind of similar to how smart contract platforms work. Having a good, solid smart contract platform to build off of enables a lot of really good things to come out of it. In the same sort of token, pun intended, we want to see good, balanced stablecoins, especially right now as Tether FUD is starting to like really ramp up. People are really scared of what Tether is doing. USDC too, I think is also doing some really sketchy stuff. So people are looking for transparency as it relates to stablecoins because they're sort of the backbone of the space. We need a stable asset to kind of facilitate some of the other things, especially in DeFi, that are going on right now. Some of the exciting ventures of the space. We need that sort of stability. And so having one that is automatically balanced and is doing a lot of really good stuff, partnering with projects like Harmony, that's really cool. And I think there's going to be a lot more we see out of Terra, a lot more we see out of Harmony Protocol. So again, another one to watch, another two, I guess. Neo is one we've been watching for a long time, and they're finally getting close to Neo 3.0. They just released back in March their testnet for 3.0. So that means we're in the final stretch for 3.0 launch. Not sure when it's going to go out. They're targeting no later than the end of Q3 2021. We just started Q3 2021. So hopefully in the next couple months here, we will see, Neo 3.0 released. I think it's a project that, especially with the recent, just stuff going on in China regarded to like crypto, it's been, it's definitely fallen out of grace. But I think there's an opportunity for it to kind of come back swinging if it is able to pull off 3.0 and if it's able to do so in a way that's scalable, fast, everything that they've been promising for years now. They released or started talking about 3.0 back in 2018. So for us to be almost 4 years later, finally about to cross that finish line, I'm just excited to see what they bring to the table and where they take things. So hopefully it's a nice way for them to come back swinging, but we'll see. Another one that I think is just one of those rock solid projects that doesn't get enough attention, needs to definitely revitalize their marketing, but I think is fundamentally sound from a technology perspective. And we talk about this a lot on our Discord. One of our teammates here, Checkmate, is a big proponent of Decred. It's one of those projects that is very complicated, hard to talk about, but at the end of the day, it's doing a lot of really interesting, really exciting stuff. It's kind of similar to Cardano in that respect. It's hard to talk about, it's hard to explain, but once you start to get over that learning curve and you understand what's going on behind the scenes, what they're doing, it's really exciting stuff. It's taking blockchain to the next level. And I have nothing but good things to say about Decred other than its marketing presence and its need to get out there more. And hopefully over the course of the next couple of months, especially with some, planned updates and things of that sort, we'll see Decred start to make waves, but, I'm hoping. The last two are really breaking out today, and Axie is one of them. It's a NFT gaming token platform all around playing this game called Axie Infinity. I'll admit I've not played it, but it looks interesting and the concept's interesting. And for it to be kind of starting to really break out, especially as NFTs, I think are going to go back through another round of being in the spotlight. We had that first wave where it was way overblown. The expectations were way outside of what reality was. But I think with enough time to kind of buckle down and get some really good fundamentals, build up some stuff with NFTs, we could see some really spectacular things come out of it. The same thing happened to DeFi about a year ago. At first, it was way overblown, but with enough fundamentals and enough, working on the technology and the underlying, sort of infrastructure, it really is now the case that DeFi is one of the leading aspects of blockchain. And we hope to see that with NFTs. There's a lot to like about NFTs once you get past the hype. So Axie is one of those applications that hopefully is going to enable NFTs and blockchain to kind of get out there more and do more. So I'm really liking what I'm seeing from them. The last one is Perpetual Protocol, which is as the name implies, a perpetual swap. And it's really about they're doing a lot of stuff from the DeFi perspective. It's kind of hard to talk about without getting really into the guts of DeFi. But what's exciting about them is that they just released a big update last week, and it really is going to enable them to just do a lot of stuff better. It's one of those projects I can tell there's a really excited, engaged team behind it, and they're really proud of what they're building. And so I really recommend checking out Perpetual Protocol, if nothing else, just to see what they're working on and how that applies to the larger DeFi markets. So last thing before I go is I started talking about this the last time we did a stream, in that I like to build a portfolio of some of the projects that I'm talking about. So with 10 projects, it's nice and easy to kind of divvy those up. And for most of them, I'm going to, the big ones such as Neo, Solana, Cardano, Decred, the projects that have been around for a little bit, the projects that have kind of clearly established themselves, they make up the majority of the portfolio because they're sort of the rock of that portfolio. If I'm in a tumultuous sort of crypto market like I am right now, where it's not certain if things are going to go up or down, I just want to have a nice blend of risk between some of the stuff that's kind of in the top 10 or just outside of the top 10, some of the stuff that's, top 20 to top 50, and then some of the stuff that's like outside of the top 100. So, stuff like Perpetual Protocol and Axie Infinity, I'm only going to allocate about 5% of that portfolio to it, just to limit the risk exposure. But hopefully this gives you a good idea as to how to sort of build a portfolio of your own, especially if you're still new to the space or you're not sure how to risk manage in this space. Build into quality and let just a small part of your portfolio be exposed to sort of those high risk, almost gambling plays. Because otherwise, if you're going all in on one project, you're going to have a bad time. You need to diversify in the space, not only between types of projects, but the risk involved as well. So I think you'll have a better time with that. And with that, those are my top 10 for July of 2021. If you just tuned in, if you want to check out that list, it's down in the bio below. Look for the little finger next to it. Free information for you to just digest and take and do it with what you will. But for the rest of the stream, we're going to talk about more of the market perspective and what's going on from the charts and how you can take advantage of that.
All right, let's hear it from Mav. Nice job. Nice job. All right.
It was one breath.
Yeah, there we go. Okay, so I'm going to switch over here and look at some charts, shall we? Let's see if we can get the right lower left. There we go. Okay, so let's talk about the big dog here. I'm just going to go over a couple of coins. We have been in this pattern really almost 2 months now. And what we've got is, this is BTC versus the US dollar. And what we're talking about is a decision box that is very, very small now. If we see a break above 36, more than likely we're going higher. Now it's going to happen on volume. If we see a break below 33, we're going to be retesting 30,000 again. So it's getting kind of tedious watching Bitcoin, but what I'm finding is there's a hell of a lot of other assets that are out there running right now, as Mav attested to. So Ethereum is one of those. It's actually done quite well. And the thing that I like about Ethereum right now is it's holding this very important point of control down here, just about 1800. It's, what they say is former resistance becomes new support. 1800 is support right now, and it appears to be rock solid for Ethereum. Now, what has to happen to turn this thing around is it needs to drop into a higher low and then squeeze. So that's the one thing that we're short at this point, or we're missing at this point, I should say, is the drop and squeeze. All right, several other assets are actually doing really well. Binance Coin is holding that support, which is around 260, and is running, and is often running right now. Polkadot is doing well. There's a lot of other, like Mav talked about Solana. Solana is actually one of the strongest assets out there and is now breaking this descending pattern to the upside. On pretty good volume too, which is good. That's always good to see volume behind something. Actually, the number one rock star is not 0x, but 0x is actually doing really well. It's transitioned into an uptrend, higher high, higher low, but is way below its overhead support, or overhead support was lost. So this one is going to have a tough time chewing through that. But today, by far, Decentraland is the rock star today. Go figure. But we're seeing volume coming into Decentraland, and that's a really good thing. So with that, what I'm going to do is I'm going to flip it back over here and look for, hey guys, good to see you. I'm going to flip it back over to us, and we're going to wrap things up here in the next 5 minutes. If anybody has any requests or anything you want to look at, just give me the pair and we can take a look at that.
Looks like it was early on the stream, but someone asked for Unibrate or UBT.
Okay, let's see if I can find a pair here. UBT. All right. UBT, let's just do it versus the US dollar because it's just so much simpler to do it that way. It's kind of a mess. It looks a little bit like a Head and Shoulders, but it has been relatively strong over the last couple of weeks, which is nice. It's nice to see. I want to see the price pull down at some point here, put in a higher low, and then drive to the upside. That is always the route to get things moving back again. Okay, let's see. Hex. This one is tough to find. We're going to do it through Uniswap. This is a really good chart. We talked about this one 2 or 3 weeks ago. Hex is really good. This is probably my favorite looking chart on in everywhere from just a technical chart perspective, because what's happening is very good organic generation here. Range contraction, breaking out, setting up the next range contraction again, looking for this. And typically what we do to identify these periods is look for the RSI Laguerre. Maybe even the weekly chart is going to be necessary. We're a little bit energy constrained. I'd like to see a couple more weeks of setup here at around 8.5, 9 cents versus the US dollar, at least on this pair. And this one looks really, really good. Any basic attention token resurgence. So let's see, basic attention token. Let's just go to the Coinbase here. The Coinbase. So this is like every other pattern which is happening. This is in a general downtrend, and it's in a weekly downtrend. So anything that's in a weekly downtrend, I want you to stay away from. And I want you to look for that to, don't go picking the bottom, because you don't know if this is just going to keep doing this. So stay away from trying to catch the falling knife. But if you're able to watch this, put in a pivot high, higher low, and then take out that previous high, that shows a change in polarity back up to an uptrend again. That's what you want to look for. Buy assets that are heading higher. Right now, this one is still heading lower. Yeah, we looked at Binance Coin just a minute ago, guys. Let's see, FIL. And we'll just do a couple more of these. Let's see. We'll just do Tether. Looks like we've looked at this one before. Again, this one's not a great looking chart. It looks like it was starting to, this is a weekly chart, and this is still a weekly downtrend. So I would stay away from this one until you get a reversal back above 100 probably. Okay, KLV, let's see, KLV. If you guys have any specific pair that you want me to look at, otherwise I'm just going to look at these versus Tether or the US dollar. Okay, again, this is a weekly chart, downtrend, avoid until it turns. Don't go picking your bottom. All right, Hex about to explode. Not sure about master classes. We're going to need to see what kind of demand that we have for anything. Okay, so I'll do one last one here, and then we'll, one last one for Theta. Theta is setting up, oh, that doesn't look like it's the right chart. Let me go to the real Theta. Okay, so Theta's still in a, this is in a consolidation. This is in a weekly downtrend consolidation. This is setting up with a potential higher low. So let's go to the daily chart. If this is able to trade above about $8 versus the tether, $8 US, then this may be trying to reverse. I want to see volume coming with that before we get to that point. Okay, back to the middle. Let's wrap things up.
Yeah, there was one person wanting to look at the Ripple chart. Based off of what I'm seeing right now, the case between Ripple or the Ripple Labs and the SEC has kind of gone cold. And I think the expectation at this point is that it's going behind closed doors and that at some point we're going to see it wrapped up around early 2022. Brad Garlinghouse, the CEO and founder of Ripple Labs, mentioned at Consensus 2021 that he intends to go public as soon as the case is done. And for Ripple or XRP to be retesting of $1, I think is a strong indication of the market's faith that it's going to go positively, or that no news is good news for Ripple in this case. So, and I think that's going to have strong implications for the larger crypto markets, because it really is deciding, how we treat crypto tokens as securities or not securities, and do we need to update securities law and et cetera. So very interesting case, has big implications for the space, but we just don't know anything right now. And I'm not willing to touch Ripple until I know more, because it's a big unknown right now. So anyways, guys, thank you so much for hanging out with us. And as always, we do this every Wednesday. We talk about some of the hot projects in the space, what we're seeing from the chart perspective. If you want to hang out with us every other day of the week, we're in our Discord. Doc has a wonderful community that is getting close to 1,500 members called ReadySetTrade. And it's all about learning to trade equities and how to become a better trader. As I mentioned earlier in the stream, we also have another community called ReadySetVision, which is all about on-chain analysis, which is this really on fire aspect of the crypto markets right now, how to analyze them, how to basically outsmart the crypto market. So if you want to learn that, link is in the bio below as well. But guys, until the next one, thank you so much for watching. Doc, do you have anything else?
No, I was going to say, just, pick your niche, pick your content, whatever it is that you want to learn about, and, pick your community that we can help you with. And, we've been we're coming up on how many years now? This is coming up on 4 years at ReadySetCrypto. And we've been doing ReadySetTrade now for 1.5 years. So actually ReadySetTrade is an extension of something I've been doing for about 16 years. So, we've been around the block. We've been doing this for a long, long time. And there's a lot of ways that we can help you shortcut your success to, gain some edge, because everybody goes through the same journey. Everybody, it's almost like a carbon copy. Everybody's journey is about the same thing. So let us know what we can do to get you up to speed.
Awesome. Well, guys, until we see you in the next one, thanks so much for watching. Take care out there, and cheers. Bye, guys.
See you, everybody. Take care.